Okay, go ahead and add your bacon.
Okay.
It's like 6 slices of bacon. That's what we did.
I don't want to waste the bacon. It's stuck in the... Don't waste the bacon.
No, never waste the bacon. So this recipe and all the others can be found at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com. It is crunchy.
It is good, though. Oh, my
gosh.
Is it delicious? So good. Delicious.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, girl.
I forgot my rubber scrapers this morning, so we're going to try our best with a plastic spoon. So if we can do this here with this, anybody can do this at home with their tools. A lot of different places, and I thought, gee, I want to try it. Now, don't take a little bit. Look at you. You're trying to pick through the mushrooms.
I'm trying to pick out the mushrooms.
Casserole dish.
I almost feel bad about this, but Doritos will still taste good. It's that time of year. We've been seeing some more active weather, some storms moving through, and with me today is Allen County EMA Director Tom Berger, and we're going to talk a little bit about today as to what you should do if you ever find yourself in severe weather or if there's a tornado. What would people do if they are out and about shopping or even driving around when there's severe weather? Real quick, I just want to kind of touch on, we've seen a lot of flooding in Texas. Just to remind people here, if we would ever have flooding, you know, what should they do? I know there's the saying, turn around, don't drown. That was a clip from Crimson Peak, and here to discuss the movie, Len and Dave are here this morning. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen. It really was.
Yeah.
Creepy looking at times, but it was really a beautiful set.
Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
costumes, I love those period piece costumes, and I just thought that kind of added to it. Overall, though, I thought it was an entertaining movie, but what did you think? How many Lennies did you give it?
I would give it 4 Lennies.
Ghost story, Crimson Peak, gothic manse, decaying, bleak, good cast, a visual treat. Brutal plot is somewhat weak.
I agree. Definitely a visual treat, though.
Yes, indeed.
But thank you for being with us this morning.
All right, Tinker, let's do this. It's go time.
Switch the foot. Do the other foot first this time. There you go.
Right.
3, 2, 1, go. Go, 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 go. That's it, Jeff. Look at you go. Come on. Good job.
Come on, Julia.
To do weather this morning with me are Cookie Monster and Elmo. So I'm gonna have you guys point at some temperatures for me this morning. Right now it's kind of cold out there, right guys? Yeah, but you're pretty warm with that fur, right? So I'm gonna have you point to some temperatures. In orange and yellow temperatures, those will eventually be making their way into our region, but not for today. We are gonna be staying a little bit more on the colder side. So here's a look at the futurecast. Again, you guys, we've got that high pressure. You want to point to that high pressure? It's the blue H. That is keeping us on the clear side for today. We're going to be seeing plenty of sunshine, but some colder temperatures for this morning. But as we put this in motion, as you can see, that high pressure, it's getting a little closer to Cookie Monster. That will high pressure is good, don't worry. With me this morning is Dan Runty, and you have been driving in these events for about 25 years, and I heard that you are the driver of the original monster truck, Bigfoot. Can you tell me, you've been driving for a while, what keeps you involved in these events? What keeps you driving and passionate about these events?
Actually, a lot of it's just the excitement of it. I mean, a monster truck never does the same thing twice.
Now, I heard that you retook a Guinness World Record back in 2012. Are you looking to set any new records this weekend or do anything to celebrate 25 years of driving? I guess if you could pick one favorite moment or memorable part of being a part of these events, what would it be?
There's a lot of them, because the jamborees are really when you can come out with the truck and run the truck to its fullest capability. You know?
This morning is Dave Radzares, and he is the driver of the Smokin' Diesel monster truck. Now, I don't know too much about monster trucks, but I know that this one's a diesel truck. Is that, I guess, common for most monster trucks, or?
No, it's very unorthodox for most monster trucks. It's definitely different and definitely outside the boundaries of monster trucks.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the diesel engine in your truck, and I guess does it give you an advantage with competition? And I'm sure you've done many stunts, but I know there's a new stunt you're going to be trying this weekend on Sunday. In fact, it's a backflip.
Yes.
Can you tell me, I guess, what are you going to be backflipping over, and I guess how do you go about doing a backflip in a diesel truck?
You know, almost a ramp alone is worth coming out to see.
Right, now, speaking of the truck again, I'm looking behind me, and those tires are absolutely huge. How big are they? Like, how much do they weigh, I guess?
A tire like that.
All right, well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing that backflip on Sunday. You don't want to miss it, folks, but for now, we'll send it back to the studio to Julian and Jeff.
Summer arrives this Saturday, but temperatures are already on the rise. Now that people are spending more time outside, they need to be aware of what their body is telling them. Elise Dolinar has the story.
Summer is a great time to get outside, do some gardening, play some sports, and hang by the pool. But it's not all fun and games. People need to be aware of the effects the sun and heat have on their body.
Definitely have to watch out with these warmer temperatures for signs of heat stroke, heat exhaustion, which can be anything from muscle cramps to sometimes a little bit of confusion as well.
Young children and elderly individuals are the most susceptible to heat stroke and heat exhaustion, so it's important to keep an eye on them in warmer temperatures and when they are outside.
The little children aren't going to tell you, "Mommy, I'm hot." They're going to basically come in with the kind of little bit of the redness and equivalent of a sunburn. The elderly also they tend not to drink as much water, so that's something to be definitely taking note of.
Another major problem that arises in the summer months is the risk of leaving children or pets in a hot car. Never leave them in the car, even if you think you'll be back in a few minutes. With 90-degree heat outside, temperatures inside your car will heat up to well past 100 degrees in only a matter of minutes. I put a thermometer in one of our news cars here at the station, and within 5 minutes, the temperature inside the car had reached over 100 degrees. In another 5 minutes, the temperature was up to 112, and after 30 minutes of being in the car, the internal temperature read 127 degrees. Imagine what those temperatures could do to a child or pet.
We always read about each year, especially around this time, of parents thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to run in the store very quickly. It'll only be a minute." The problem is that can kill children. That can basically give a heat stroke and cause a lot of permanent damage.
We all hate hearing about the reports of heat-related deaths in the news, but they can be prevented. Simple ways of ensuring summer heat safety include staying cool and hydrated, as well as taking breaks and limiting sun exposure. It's important that we listen to our bodies when they tell us to take a break. In Lima, Elise Dolinar, your news now.
Tensions flare in Salina this evening as residents voice their opinion on the closure of Mercelino Mobile Court. Elise Dolinar has more on this story.
Salina City Council met this evening for a special hearing on what's going to happen with the Mercelino Mobile Court. Residents of the trailer park recently received word that they would be out of a home in 6 months because the park landowners are no longer able to keep up with the burden of maintaining the property. The city was presented with the option of purchasing the land to build a community park. These are the direct wishes of the property owners.
Their wishes are very specific that it be turned into a park. And so they actually contacted the city, and part of the agreement is that they're going to close the park, but specifically they're going to close a mobile home park, specifically for a park for the city of Salina.
While tonight's meeting served to vote on legislation authorizing the purchase of the land by the city, the sole decision to evict was up to the landowners. Regardless if the city purchases the land or not, residents must still find a new place to live. For most of the residents, this news comes as a shock, and some are still trying to process what comes next.
Just in shock. Feel sick to our stomach and everything else that we're losing our home.
Residents are left with no options but to move. However, for many, financially, that is impossible.
It's going to cost $8,000 to $10,000 to move. I don't have that money.
Many have called the Mercelino Mobile Court home for years, some even saying this was to be their life home. Now, residents must spend this holiday season searching for a new one. In Salina, Elise Dolinar, your news now.
And while we've seen our fair share of cold temperatures and snowy days here so far this winter, it's actually an improvement from last. Meteorologist Elise Dolinar takes a look at a comparison between this winter and last winter in west central Ohio.
Because of the bitterly cold temperatures last winter, the term polar vortex was born. Although this term is technically not new, it was one of the many ways to describe winter 2014's wrath, in which we saw stretches of temperatures well below average and above average snowfall. So far this winter, we have fared better in both temperatures and snow accumulations. December 2013 and December 2014 were fairly similar in temperatures, but deviated when it came to snowfall. December 2013 snow accumulations almost reached 11¼ inches, while this past December we saw no measurable snowfall. Last January is when we really felt the bitterness of Mother Nature's cold. 10 of the 31 days had actual air temperatures drop below zero without the wind chill. On those days, wind chills reached between 25 to 35 below. Compared to the 10 days spent below zero last year, only 3 days this year had recorded lows dropping below zero. As for snow, this year we only saw 10 inches. That's half of what we got last January. So far this February, temperatures have stayed about 6 degrees above average. Snow-wise, we are just under 9 inches, which is halfway to last February's total. Overall, we have seen a calmer and slightly warmer winter, but we're not out of the woods yet. March 20th marks the official first day of spring, so we have just under 6 weeks left of winter. In Lima, Elise Dolinar, your News Now.